Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to your mathematics classroom. I am Lawal Adetunji, your mathematics tutor. To our returning viewers, welcome back to your classroom. To our new viewers, please do well to press the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. On our Facebook and TikTok, please press your follow button, like, share, and put your comment in the comment box. As we have all known in the mathematics class like this, we do our things together. So by now, you bring out your book and you bring out your pen as we go to today's business. Now, on the board, we have a question at my right side here. Let me call it my right side as you are watching me. On my side here, I have questions. And on my side here, I have a blank space where I want to do the teaching. The topic in today's video is arithmetic progression. In our previous video, we had class on sequence and series, where we told us that when you talk about sequence is talking about the arrangement or ordering of numbers or terms or items following a particular pattern or rules. I repeat, when you talk about sequence is talking about you arranging items, you arranging terms, you arranging numbers to suit or to follow a particular rule or to give a particular pattern. But when you talk about series is talking about the additions of the items in that particular sequence. One of the examples of the series is talking about the sum of AP, sum of GP, because you are adding the sequence. So in today's video, we want to talk about arithmetic progression, which is one of the types of sequence. So when you talk about arithmetic progression called AP, how can we talk about AP, or what do you want to bring out from the statement called AP? Take an instance. If I have items, I call this capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, and E, and so on like that. Look at these 5 items I put on the board. Each of them occupies a space. This A stays at the first position, B stays at the second, C third, D the fourth, and the E the fifth. Telling you that as I have the items, I also have their position. So telling you that in AP, for every item you have listed, there must be a common difference, that is the common distance, a constant, the interval between them. That common interval between them is called common difference. We call it common difference. And we use D to symbolize common difference. You can see my first term, you can see my second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, and so on. So in a short run, my first term we use A to represent the first term. My first term we use A to denote the first term. So with this now, we can now establish a formula that we can use to generate the remaining items or the remaining numbers in this particular sequence. The formula said Tn equals A plus open bracket n minus 1d. This formula can be used to generate the remaining or any item in any given AP. Now, the next thing we have, what's the meaning of all these things I wrote on the board? This my Tn you are seeing there represent the value or the worth of the term. The value of the term. How? Look at it now. I said something there. My A occupied the first position. A is the worth for this first term. B is the value of the second term. C is the value of the third term. Who stay, or which item stay on the fourth item, and which item stay on the fourth term, that is D. Telling you that this Tn measures the value of the term. While A is the first term, we have denoted that one at the beginning, and our N is the term itself, and D is the common what? Is the common difference. With this now, the formula has been established. This is the formula to solve problems in AP. Here we have a question on the board. Let's see how we can go. The first question here, this is a GC question. For those of us that we are preparing for GC, that we soon write our GC, this one. You have a question on the board. It said something. The first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression AP are 2, 5, and 8. Find the first term. B, common difference. C, the 10th term. D, the nth term. And E, the sum of the first term. I have not talked about the sum now, but based on what we have discussed now, But let's answer we can answer the first 4 questions. I know you are there watching me. And in your book, what will be your first step? Put it in the comment box. I want to see your response. I'll wait for just 2 seconds. What will be your common difference? Put the answer in the comment box. I'll wait for you. And from there, we now go to C. The C, they say you should find the 10th term. The 10th term, when your n is 10, what will be your value? When the term is 10, what will be your value? Let me wait for you for just 20 seconds to give me a response in your comment box. For those of you that you have not been watching our video, please do well to watch our previous videos. We have a lot of videos that you can watch. Call it mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, all other social science like economics, geography. We have all these things on our channel. Please do well to check our playlist and pick up your necessary subjects and the topics you want. Alright, we continue. For the first time now, we can see that these are the first 3 terms of the AP. We have that is, I have 2, 5, and 8. What's my first term? 2 is my first term. At least I have answered the first question. The first question says I should find the first term, which is the first term, which is 2. My first term is 2. That one is settled. That is, our A is 2. Settled. The second question said, find the common difference. How can I know the common difference? I have said that common difference is just talking about the interval between successive or consecutive items. The interval between the first and the second. The interval between the second and the third. But how do we calculate it? It must be the front minus the back. What am I saying? Second minus first. Third minus second. Fourth minus third. That's the pattern it follows. So from here now, second minus first, 5 minus 2, third minus second, 8 minus 5. What is the answer? The answer here is 3. The answer here is 3. So our common difference is 3. We have answered 2 questions. 1A gone, 1B gone. Now the third question said we should find what? The 10th term. That is when n is 10. When n is 10, what will be the value or what will be the number that will occupy the position number 10 on this particular AP 2, 5, 8 and so on? Now let's apply this formula and see what number or what will be the number that will occupy that 10th position. All right, let me rub this page. All right, we are good like this. Now we have our formula saying that Tn equals A plus n minus 1 into brackets D. That is when n is 10. When n is 10, I'll be having T10 equals, what's my first item? My first 10, that is 2. 2 plus, what's my n? That is 10 minus 1. And what's the difference that we have gotten? We got 3. So finally, T10 equals 2 plus 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1, that is 9 times 3. So T10 equals 2 plus 9 times 3 is 27. So finally, our T10 is 29. That is, 29 is a number that will occupy the 10th position in this given AP. Even practically, you can also check it if it is true. Maybe I give you 20 seconds to check that. List your first 10 numbers and see the number that will occupy the 10th position. Put your answer in the comment box and let me know if it is true or not. Alright, thank you so much. This question said, find the nth term. Very interesting. Find the nth term. Whenever they ask to find the nth term, what do you want to bring out? They want you to generate a formula. Generate a formula that will give birth to the items or to the numbers in that particular sequence. Apart from this general formula that we have, you also can generate a formula. You can use this formula to generate a formula that will be established for that sequence. If this one represents the general formula, I repeat again, that is, you also can generate a formula for that sequence. That's what it means. So whenever they say you find the nth term, they want you to generate a formula for that particular sequence. So the same way we have done this is the same way we are going to do it that is when n is n. Here, when they told us that we should find the 10th term, that is when n is 10. But this time around, when n is n. Now let's see how it goes. Let me rub up the board here and let's see how it goes. When n is n. Now, when n is n, so Tn equals, what's our first term? Our first term is 2 plus, when n is Tn minus 1. What's our common difference? That is 3. So we have it Tn equals 2 plus n minus 1. You use this 3 now to open the brackets. Use this 3 to open this bracket. 3 times n, 3n minus 3 times 1, 3. We can see that, right? So collect your like terms. Tn equals to 2 minus 3 plus 3n. Finally, we can say we have 2 minus 3 is minus 1, right? Negative 1 plus 3n. That's it. Or we can also write it, maybe we position the negative sign to the middle. We can say Tn equals to 3n minus 1. So any of these two, that is the answer. This is what we mean by when n is n. This is not that is for this particular sequence of 2, 5, 8, and so on. This is the formula that suits, or this is the formula that gave birth to all these items. Let's try it. When n is 1, 3 times 1, 3. 3 minus 1, 2. When n is 2, 3 times 2, 6. 6 minus 1, 5. When n is 3, 3 times 3, 9. 9 minus 1, 8. Even the answer we just got, that we got 29. When n is what? When n is 10, 3 times 10, 30. 30 minus 1, 20 what? 29. And that's how it works. So without wasting time, we have settled 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Now let's go to the sum. Now, when you now talk about the sum of AP, that is the series part of the AP, how can we say, when we say the sum of AP, what do we mean? That is, we want to add up the items, we want to add up the numbers in the sequence. And we have two formulas for that. Now, the first formula, or let me just call this one this first formula. The first formula is n over 2, open bracket, a plus l. That's the first formula. The next one now, what's the meaning of what I wrote on the board? My Sn is the sum of terms. My n is the term itself, a is the first term, and l is the last term. That's the meaning. Now, this L you are seeing here is still representing our normal formula in AP. That formula that said Tn equals to A plus n minus 1D. Because this last term, a number will occupy that position. And that number, that particular item, will define the particular position that we call the n. So what am I saying? Indirectly, we are saying L equals to A plus n minus 1 into brackets D. So if I replace this item here, I will generate the second formula. It said Sn, when I say this n you are seeing here, is just to identify, it can be elderly s, but just let us know Sn equals n over 2, open bracket, A plus, now let's have it, A plus n minus 1 into bracket of D. I can add it up. I will say Sn equals to n over 2, A plus A, that's 2A plus, open bracket, n minus 1 into bracket 2. So this is how we generated the two formulas for solving problems in AP. The first formula, the first and the last. The second formula, this one contains when you have the series, when you have your items listed like this in the series, this is the best formula to go for it. But in the situation whereby you have a short statement like first and last, this is the right formula to use. Like this formula can be used for this question too, where they said find the first term, where they said the first term of an AP is 2 and the last term is 20. So this is the best formula for you to use. Do that and put your answer in the comment box as I have guided you. Now, for this one that is talking about is a particular sequence, 2, 5, 8, and the like. This is the right formula to use. So I wait for it for just 60 seconds. Apply the two formula for each. I've told you the right formula for this is this. When you interpret your first item, you can see the first time you can see, the last time you can see. So definitely this is the right formula to be used there. For this one, this is the right formula to use because why? We can see common difference. We can see first term and we can also see the term. So wait for you for 30 seconds to give me the answer, and from there I will continue. Yes, all right. Now let me now confirm what you have written or what you have submitted to me as your answer. Let's also work it out here. Now I want to solve the question 1E. I have not the right formula to use, that I'm using this formula for 1E. So I don't need to waste time again. I will just say so since I have known, I don't need to waste time again. My N is 10. My A is what? Is 2. My D is 3. So definitely S10 equals 10 over 2, open bracket, 2 times 2, no 2/8, plus N minus 1. My N is 10. 10 minus 1, my difference is 3. And that's how it works. 10 over 2, that's 5. My S10 equals to 5, open bracket, 2 times 2, 4, plus 10 minus 1, 9. 9 times 3, 27. Are we there together? So from there, I can move on. S10 equals to 5, open bracket, 4 plus 27, that is 31. So finally, S10 equals to 5 times 31. And if you press your calculator, 5 times 31 must give you 155. And that's how we settle question number 1. Question number 2, I want you to answer it and put your answer in the comment box. With this, I believe I've really done well by teaching us what AP is all about. The AP in form of its formula and AP in form of its addition of the items or the terms we have together. Remember, let's recall, I mentioned the formula of AP telling us that Tn equals what? A plus open bracket N minus 1 close the bracket of D. We can use that one to get the value of the terms. And when you talk about the sum, I told us we have two formula for the sum. We have the first formula that talks about N over 2 open bracket A plus L. And we have the second one that said N over 2 open bracket 2A plus N minus 1 close the bracket D close all the whole bracket. What am I saying? It has been done. Here, AP gone. I want you to try this number 2 and put your answer in the comment box. I'll be waiting for you in the next video. Please do well to press the subscribe button, like, share, press the follow button on Facebook and TikTok. See you. Bye.